I think this is good. Hey y'all, it's me Natalie Shanae and I'm back with another video. Remember to like and subscribe if the information in this video is useful to you in some way. Don't forget to share it to someone that you care about, that this information might be impactful for. And let's get started. This week, I'm going to talk about making healthy choices. And I am doing this because someone in the last video that I did reached out to me indirectly asking that I have a conversation about making healthy choices for people that are still navigating the whole process of doing that. So here's my take on making healthy choices. Once you figure out what it is that you're doing it for, your why behind the whole end game of what you're doing, of why you're doing what you're doing, essentially. So looking into what you want your quality of life to really look like once you get older. How do you want your children's lives to be? What's your health status at the time, and who's going to be your caretaker, and do you have money to take care of yourself? And so that's what I mean by really setting out your goals and what you want your life to look like, and really deciding what are some of the things that are important to you. And once you decide what are the things that are important to you, it's not easy, but it's easier to eliminate the things, the people, the temptations that are in your life at present that make it more difficult to be in alignment with your end goal. So this can be applied to so many different things. I thought about this at first, and I was thinking about it in terms of food and how it can be directly related to healthy eating, and it can be. But I also thought about this as related to relationships that I've had in my life. I've had to let some people go because, for real, the idea of a healthy relationship, the idea of love that I had envisioned for myself, that I wanted my children, my grandchildren, or what have you to see me experience, and more importantly, the type of relationship that I wanted to experience, did not show up in the relationships that I was experiencing in the past. And so, when I was experiencing those relationships in that present moment, I had to have a clear vision of what it is that I wanted, and I had to be realistic and evaluate whether or not those relationships were giving me the things that I saw myself wanting to experience. And what happens when you don't let those things go, when you really say, oh, I can still have those things and have that past thing in my life, it really don't work out. As much as you want to not let go of some people, some foods, some habits, you got to. You have to. It's the only way that you can fully give the signal to your spirit team, whether you think about them as God, Jesus, your ancestors, the divine creator, the universe, whoever you call them, whoever you call it by, it's a greater thing, the greater being above us. They cannot fully usher in what you're wanting when there's something else kind of filling in the space where that thing that you're manifesting should be in. You know, that's like, why would you expect that your husband, the husband that you're envisioning yourself being with, loving you, being there, while you're also still entertaining exes that don't mean you no good, or really don't have shown you that they aren't in a space to be what it is that you're seeking. And I hope I made that clear, and I hope I said that with love, and I hope I continue to say things with love, and also make it very clear what I mean when I say what I mean. Okay? So there's that. Really understand what it is that's important to you, and so from that information you can genuinely move forward into making a healthier choice for yourself. If you know what you want, you can start to then do some research. Look into what it looks like to have a healthy relationship. What do healthy people eat in a day? What do healthy people do in a day? How does a millionaire spend their time? Or how does a millionaire what does a millionaire do in the first 5 hours of their day? These are all questions that you can start to ask yourself, and you don't have to stay within or look within on a continuous basis to know those things. Certainly with some part of spirituality, some of the truths of those informations will be revealed to you, but a lot of it you can just find on Google. Don't be afraid of good old Google, cause Google gonna have your back. Sometimes she like to play with you. That's because people like to use Google as a tool, but Google does its job, and there's so many amazing resources on Google that you can take advantage of if you use it. So doing the research to know are there any healthier alternatives to the snack that you love? So instead of if you have a thing for chocolate, you gotta eat chocolate all the time, is there a healthier alternative that you can invest in looking into, that you can eat? You might still be able to eat chocolate sometimes, but at the rate that you're eating it, too much of anything is bad. So how about buying some dates, which is like is a fruit, but it's a very rich, flavorful fruit, and it's not exactly chocolate, but it can put you in the mind of chocolate. So a lot of people use them in different recipes as sweeteners or replacements for unhealthy snacks. So look into things like that. Look into some healthier forms of rice, some healthier bread options, healthier milk options. Really begin to just, instead of letting go of so much, looking into what you can replace. Sometimes the replacement part comes first, and then there are some things that you can't replace at all. You just gotta be willing to let go of. You hear what I said? Let me repeat it. There are some things that you can't find replacements for. There are some things that you just have to let go of. It's not the devil. Just go ahead, do your research, and you're gonna find healthy eating alternatives to, instead of using white flours, instead of using white sugars. These are things that are not, they're refined. They've been through an immense amount of processing, and so these are things you want to stay away from. When it comes to really food, people in general, people that have went through a lot of refining, foods that have went through a lot of refining, and by food, people that have been refining, I mean people that tend to wear masks, that tend to conceal their authenticity to the world for whatever reason. You want to stay away from those type of people. You want to stay from refined people. You want to stay from refined foods that have went through some sort of a whole lot of processing, a whole lot of chemicals, and filling with chemicals, and a whole lot of what you have, it's just so it can be in a package, a nice little neat package, and presented to you. Stay from things like that. Stay away from things like that as much as possible. You want to eat things when it comes to food. You want to eat things with a lot of color in it, a lot of pigment. Most of God's creatures, listen, all of God's creatures originally came here on this earth with some color. The mutations are what you typically, the mutations of everything, and I can think of so many different, like animals, plants, people that, not to insult nobody, that are mutations of the thing that existed, that was created here by the divine creator, and they hold color. So you want to eat things with a lot of color, a lot of life to them. You want to be around people with a lot of color, a lot of life, a lot of authenticity to them. So that's really what I want to say when it comes to making healthy choices. There is no right or wrong way to go about making a healthy choice, but there are some basic things that you need to know when it comes to making the healthiest choice for you. So it's not about making the healthier choice, it's about making the healthiest choice for you specifically. And so I've really been getting dealt with about this when it comes to like these Beyond Meats, which I try to stay away from as much as possible. The vegan cheeses, which I got, they almost had me in the chokehold, and I am slowly working on releasing those things. Using all these different like wheat glutens, and people trying to recreate chicken, and which I understand the purpose of it, especially for someone that's newly transitioning out of veganism and they want to move into certain diets. Some things you just have to let go of. I'll never be able to eat a meat lover's pizza again, and I'm okay with that, because the path that I see myself in later in life now aligns with what I am practicing. And I understand that me eating certain meats did not serve my body well, so I was okay with letting those things go, with letting go pork and beef and so many other things that was on that meat lovers pizza that I used to love so much. And I would be crazy to try to go on a hunt to find dupes for all this stuff and put it on the pizza and put it on the cheese pizza, when I know goodness well that vegan cheese is not going to taste nothing like real cheese on a pizza in that way. By the way, last thing, and I'm going to close this out. I just had this thought about talking about meats, and I know I have shared on this platform multiple times that I'm vegan, but that by no means that I'm pushing one agenda on anybody. If you do want to eat meat, I'm here for you. Kudos to you. I don't care. I think everybody's wellness, their eating lifestyle should be a reflection of what's good for them. I don't share, my DNA is, I don't have a twin, identical twin, so I don't share exact DNA, bloodline history, ancestry with too many folks. So I can't, well no, not anybody. So not to that degree. So I can't say that what's good for you is gonna also, what's good for me is also gonna work for you. That's not how this works. Everyone's lifestyle should be uniquely catered to them. And so when it comes to eating meats, when it comes to eating a lot of foods, especially when I'm speaking to my Black community, please understand that the foods, the certain snacks or the certain meats that our great grandparents and them ate are not anywhere, shape, or form the same as the foods that we eat to this day. They are, the folks that own these companies are more concerned about their bottom dollar than they are concerned about your health. That's just the reality of it, unfortunately, but that's the reality that we must face and be real with ourselves about. And so they're putting all types of chemicals in the food to make sure it lasts longer. They're putting all types of chemicals in the animals to make sure they get bigger faster. and when they do get big, they're not sick enough that they die, you know, from the time they're a baby until the time they, you know, until the time they're killed, so, or slaughtered. So, you know, you want to be conscious about what your meat sources are, what's in your food. Read the nutritional labels, read the serving sizes, be more mindful about what you're taking into your body. So those are some of the things that I wanted to talk about when we have the conversation about making healthier choices. And so just do your research and really start to think about what you value. What's important to you? How do you want to see yourself in your later years, and what do you want to say down the road that you had the chance, the opportunity to experience? And are the things that you're doing right now, are the people that you're spending your time with, are the foods that you're eating going to put you in the best position to have those experiences that you're seeking out? On a variety of different sectors when it comes to who you're around, what you're eating, how you're spending your time. Be very mindful, and the more mindful you become and you begin to practice that on a regular basis, the more skilled you will be at making a healthy choice on instinct. So that is the conclusion of this episode. This is not an episode, this is just a video. I don't know why I said episode. That is the conclusion. I hope that I said something that was impactful for you, that you really took some of the information that I said and you run with it today and apply it to your life. Again, like and subscribe. Comment below if you have any thoughts on the next video that I should post. Any comments about this video. Please let me know if there was something in this video that struck you any type of way. It made you, you know, convicted you, made you feel a way. I want to talk about it with y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and peace, y'all.